When you look at Bridgerton, you see nothing but impeccable horsemanship from all the lucky cast members who found themselves on a horse. But what you see on screen is not always what it seems. In the case of Jonathan Bailey, who plays the 9th Viscount of Bridgerton, Anthony, it's pretty much all an illusion. Dynevor's funniest bloopers from Bridgerton. Let's take a look at this and more from behind the scenes of Bridgerton. Let's begin with which cast member was most likely to be distraction for the others. Working with animals is tricky in the best of circumstances. Even with all your best intentions, when there are animals involved, bloops are just a matter of when, not if, especially with animals as big as horses. In fact, Bailey's riding skills are so bad that they earned him the title of a cast member who would be most likely to leave the other cast members unable to stay in character. No, Jonathan Bailey is not a very good horseman. During one of the scenes where he and Phoebe Dynevor, who plays Daphne, are on a horseback, this was painfully obvious. As Bailey recalls himself, they were absolutely ready. They'd been training for months and had even been tested in a way. But what had not been trained, apparently, was the scout for action. Because the moment the voice booms through the air, the horses start walking backward. Everyone, including the horses, had been perfectly fine only moments before. But try as he might, he was at a loss for what to do. Poor Bailey. Even though it almost seems like he lied to us with his flawless performance in Bridgerton, luckily, Bailey and Dynevor had a good laugh about it. Next, how well does the cast get along in real life? Before any actor was deemed ready to enter the holy world of Bridgerton, they had to go through a Regency boot camp to learn more about the finer things in life. During the boot camp, the cast got lessons in horse riding, dancing, etiquette, voice lessons, pistol training, boxing, and probably a few other things as well. And we're not talking about day-long workshop either. The Regency boot camp lasted for 6 weeks. Enough time to get comfortable with each other, right? Absolutely. If there's one thing on which most of us, the Bridgerton cast, can agree on, it's that the family is important. And it looks like Bridgerton's team isn't just a commercial success, it's a bonding success. Whether it was the Regency boot camp or simply insanely good casting, we don't know. But the cast has absolutely grown into one big family during their time together. In real life, Phoebe Dynevor sees Anthony Bailey as a big brother just as much as he is her character's brother. Nicola Coughlan and Claudia Jessie became best friends off-screen as well. When looking at the pictures of them all on set, you have to admit there's much more affinity going on than simple cast affection. They truly do look like a real family. Dancing and singing on set. Who says that people don't break out in spontaneous dancing and/or singing in real life? Maybe they should spend a day with the Bridgerton cast because they will show them how it's done. Now, the Bridgerton family is a whole other level of family, so it's only reasonable that they spend their days having way too much fun during their duller moments on set. Who would have thought that, for the actor, the most fun can be in the moments between shooting? Fans will know that the Bridgerton cast isn't shy about dance moves and are often seen exhibiting their moves in recent outfits, which always makes for great content. But what's even better is when Jonathan Bailey, Luke Thompson, and Luke Newton decided to fill the silence with some mesmerizing a cappella. And who can blame them? Looking as dashing as they do portray the Bridgerton brothers often in the most beautiful settings. That just asks for some spontaneous singing. What about some misty, hauntingly beautiful a cappella rendition of Can't Help Falling in Love? How lucky that crew is to get regular yet surprise private concerts from these gentlemen. Who knows? They might have a future in the music industry, if all else fails. One condition that they keep the Regency outfits, of course. Don't go anywhere just yet. Next up, do you know what the first day on set was like for some of our beloved actors? What is Phoebe Dynevor's favorite blooper from Bridgerton? Intimate first dates on set? If it wasn't for the 6-week-long Regency boot camp, this probably wouldn't have ended up looking as hot and steamy as it did. Instead, it would have been a hot and awkward mess. Luckily, there was in fact a boot camp and everyone was already thoroughly familiar with each other, because someone thought it would be an amazing idea to do some of the most steamy scenes on the very first day. Good thing they did think ahead of hiring an intimacy director for these as well. As Phoebe Dynevor clearly recalls, not just her first day but her very first scene was a very explicit scene. Rege-Jean Page himself describes the experience as a very close encounter. The Duke of Hastings has been compared to Mr. Darcy, and they're not wrong, or Mr. McDreamy, also not wrong. The Duke himself thinks that, given how hot things end up getting, maybe McSteamy would be more accurate. As for Jonathan Bailey, he would choose the words intimate and exposing if it were up to him. He was lucky enough to share his first scene with Sabrina Bartlett. Not so lucky, it's the scene where we first meet Anthony. I'm sure you'll remember him with his bottom out. Needless to say, Jonathan got very familiar with not just the cast but the crew as well that day, especially the makeup department, as they had the task of de-shining Bailey's bottom. And now, Phoebe Dynevor's funniest blooper. Unfortunately, this wasn't caught on camera but did absolutely happen during the filming of Bridgerton. And not just any scene. Phoebe Dynevor and her co-star Rege-Jean Page were in the middle of filming a love scene when this particular blooper occurred. Picture this, it's a Saturday, it's summer, and Dynevor and Page are filming a love scene, so there aren't many clothes involved in the making of this scene. To have the actors look a little bit more decent in between takes, they walk around in robes and flip-flops. The scene was shot on location in a beautiful palace where they also do tours on the weekend. And as it happened, they were also doing a tour when the cast and crew of Bridgerton were there to do their business. Phoebe, when she was wearing her wig with her hair down, she sort of looked like the girl from The Ring, which is never a good thing, but maybe especially not when encountering a family of tourists. All Dynevor did was walk into a toilet, but with that wig and the actress being a pasty white as she was, she's convinced that she might have given the family the shock of their lives. I think they thought they saw a ghost, Dynevor said about the experience. We're sure that family has found out by now what exactly they stumbled upon in that palace bathroom. What with how Bridgerton has absolutely exploded since then, so hopefully Dynevor isn't too embarrassed about it anymore. And at last, when will Bridgerton be back for season 3, and what can we tell about it so far? Who can believe that we've only had 2 seasons of Bridgerton when it feels like Bridgerton has been a part of our lives forever? So let's cut to the chase. When will Bridgerton be back for season 3? Because we need much more Bridgerton in our lives. Well, good news everyone, because Bridgerton has been renewed for seasons 3 and 4. Yes, you heard that right, even Netflix doesn't want to try and hide it and has gone along with giving Bridgerton the green light for another 2 more seasons. But if Shonda Rhimes gets her way, we'll have 8 whole seasons of Bridgerton before she's done with the show. This is also how many books there are in the original book series the show was adapted from. Though the TV series is not always completely truthful to the books, fans would never object to 8 seasons of Bridgerton. Rhimes has also confirmed that production for season 3 has officially started, but has asked fans to give them time, because this time they're really amping up their game, promising production to be like nothing we've ever seen before from Bridgerton. And who are we to object to any request from Shonda Rhimes herself? As far as the release date goes, no word yet either from Rhimes or Netflix about when to expect Bridgerton season 3. A good guess would probably be early 2023, maybe even before the spin-off about Queen Charlotte. Seems like we have no choice but to wait and see. And that's a wrap. Did you think that Jonathan Bailey would be the one to win the crown of being king of distraction? How would you have responded if you had walked into Phoebe Dynevor before Bridgerton had been released? Let us know in the comments, and thanks for watching.